plenty of experience. But if he's not gonna...
now you're taking things out of context.
No.
All I'm saying is
I'm playing in terms of saying if you're not performing, get out of the team. You should be swapped. But you're saying, but experience.
That's exactly what I'm saying too.
No, stays.
All I'm saying is Harshit Rana should not have been made to play 3 games.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Don't Talk Back podcast. My name is Renesh.
And I'm Khushee.
And the India-Australia ODI series just concluded last week. And Khushee and I were both there for the Sydney game, in which India...
won?
Yes, but out of 3 games, you only won 1. And
that's the thing, I feel... This is my team and I have to be really supportive, but why do they only play well when it's when it really, really matters? Have you noticed that trend?
It's the other way around.
Other way around as in?
Today, the game that just happened didn't matter.
They didn't want it to be a 3-0 kind of situation. That's why they worked really hard for it.
Yeah, and then also the World Cup final 2 years ago, when it mattered, they lost in the final. So, yeah. But yeah, Kohli and Rohit got their final that
was very
stint
nice to
in
see,
Australia, which is good on them.
Do you think it's their final time here?
Yeah, they both pretty much said it publicly.
Oh, that's so sad.
No, but the real question is whether it's over for them in general, for international cricket.
I don't think it's over because they did prove they know how to play and they know how to score runs.
Oh, that's not a doubt, but it's less about them and it's about whether they're going to get tapped and told, all right, move.
See, I think I always compare anyone's retirement to Dhoni's retirement because he retired with a lot of respect. He was still at the peak of his career. He didn't let his performance go down. You know, with a lot of players, they wait till their performance goes bad to retire. Sachin and Sehwag, they both of them waited for their performance to go horrible and then they retired. So they played to the end of their performing days. And Dhoni didn't do that. He retired on his own terms. So I don't think when it comes to Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, I think they are retiring on their own terms. I think they might just wait it out because I think they want to win a ODI World Cup together. When is that?
2027.
27.
Which is...
Ooh, that's a long time.
In retrospect, a long way away.
Aren't they going to be in their 40s in 2027?
I think about to reach their 40s, if I'm correct. But it's very different in terms of Dhoni leaving the team compared to now, because when Dhoni left the team, especially international cricket, only international cricket because he hasn't left IPL, he left with a team that was stable. You had other players who were picking up where he kind of left off.
We still have that though. Is the Asia Cup was all a new team?
Asia Cup is not a cup.
It's not a cup, but it was still a new team.
No,
it's all young people.
Asia Cup is a T20 cup.
Yeah, but whatever it is, it's still...
No, but they've already retired from T20 last year, so it doesn't really matter. I'm talking about ODI specifically. And Dhoni retired Test. He passed on the captaincy to Kohli, stayed on the Test team to help Kohli, then moved on. And again, he left in a stable team. ODI-wise, Rishabh Pant was slowly making his way.
Yeah, why is he not on the squad?
He's not an ODI player. He's
not even on the T20 though.
He is a Test batsman. Look, he's not proved himself enough to be able to play in either T20 or ODI.
He's a really good batter.
He's good, but again, he's not better than what is there. KL Rahul is doing well enough with his keeping and his batting.
See, the thing is, I feel you have pros and cons of each situation. Of course, as you said, Dhoni retired with a sustainable team. But I also think there are pros to not having a sustainable team. That team has to figure out for themselves what works for them and what not. I think Shubman Gill is capable enough to lead a team. He's done it before. Was he the ODI captain?
No. Well, he was given the ODI captaincy this year. Before this series.
And the Test captain once as well for the London
series. Test captaincy,
series.
yes. He was a Test captain for...
He did really well against London in that as a captain.
Against London?
Well, whoever it was.
England.
Whatever. Against England.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did really well in that.
But flat track. That's what they're calling him. Flat track bully. Basically, it's a pitch that favors a batsman, and you should be scoring off. Any batsman who doesn't score off that will be considered a failure in terms of not
And he
being
didn't
able
score?
to score. He did score. So he's scoring.
No.
Look,
I'm talking in terms of psychological captaincy, not like performance. He always performs. Well, like he's pretty consistent. He's had his moments, but like he's been consistent recently.
I think Gill is
Glorified?
No. I think he was always going to be made an all-format captain because the only team that he's not captain of in the Indian setup is a T20 captain, which is now Surya Kumar.
I don't like him.
Who at some point, who himself is on the last few parts of his career, so he himself will move on at some point.
That's the thing, because he didn't enter really late as well. Got chosen really late. That's not good for him.
But they'll give it to Gill, so he'll become the all-format captain because Gambhir likes him.
Really, I think Abhishek Sharma has really good odds of becoming T20 captain.
It's going to go to Gill for sure because Gill has got the T20 captaincy. Sorry, he's got the T20 opening
Why not
spot.
KL Rahul as captain after
KL
Sky?
he's not in the T20.
Oh, he's not?
No. Because they're trying. India is definitely the best T20 team in the world at the moment. Because, I mean, they've got the richest board for one, and they've got the best players, and fitting in, they've got a very young team, which is good, but a lot of questions have been on Gill since his lack of ability to score in the 3 ODIs against Australia.
That is valid.
But there's always going to be questions. I think especially after Rohit and Kohli scored in that 3rd ODI, there's always someone always needs to be blamed. Always. There's never been a game in the last few years that I've seen since the 2023 World Cup where someone or something hasn't been blamed, especially when we lose.
Yeah.
So, for example, in the first ODI, it was Rohit and Kohli. Kohli got 0, Rohit scored like 8. Second ODI, we lost both of them. Second ODI, Rohit scored big, Kohli scored duck. Again, blame on Kohli. Then third ODI, Kohli, Rohit score. Who doesn't score? Shubman Gill, right? So people start looking at him, and that's the thing with sports. Like everyone in,
There's no scapegoat.
Yeah, always. And Gill, look, I'm not defending Gill, because he didn't perform. He definitely did not perform, but also.
But I also don't think that should write him off just because he didn't perform in a couple games.
No one.
Just because he's not at the Virat Kohli level. Virat Kohli has not, like, with all due respect, he has not performed in a lot of games. He's had a very bad dry spell previously.
No one with a brain is writing off Shubman Gill.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, just because he hasn't played well in a couple of games, like nobody, that doesn't mean he should be written off just because he's not at the god level that Virat Kohli is.
No, that's getting to that. I don't think he's going to get to that stage because getting to that stage means you have to get to the Sachin stage, which Kohli is touching or has touched, or depending on who you ask, or will never touch or whatever. But Kohli and Sachin are somewhat on similar levels. He's 27. He's not 25. He's not 23. He's not 22. He's 27. So he's kind of reaching that peak of his career. Kohli was consistently, especially in that bracket before his 30s, before like 30, 34, 35. Before the whole captaincy issue happened, when he stepped down from captaincy, that was his period of like his peak. So I reckon, do I think I'll see them in the ODI World Cup in 2 years? I would like to.
Where is that happening? Africa?
I think it's South Africa. I may be wrong. Yeah, possibly South Africa. I can't remember. But do I think I'll see them? I think I will. I think we'll see them because unless they get told to step down, I think they'll do everything they can to make it. But in saying that, there has to be conditions for them to make it. They have to earn the spot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that, you can't just be like namesake of Rohit and Virat Kohli. We have them. And I think they've sort of done that. Like, they did well in the third ODI. They proved it.
Yeah.
Also didn't help that the whole Australian team was completely new for them. So I think it took 2 games for them to get used to the team. Or no?
Nah.
Because that's what I was hearing. It's like a completely different Australian team. Like half the people I didn't even recognise.
Yeah, that was probably one of Australia's worst teams. Well, not worst
Really?
teams, weaker sides. Because a lot of them were making debuts and they're not their prime time bowlers. There was no commons.
And India still lost to them twice?
That's where and Kohli...
See, so then what is going wrong? Do you think it's a lack? I have always believed that it's a lack of motivation because they all have IPL and they get paid double, triple.
It depends how you look at it. There's nothing inherently wrong, but also with the way that the changes, it's at the moment it's in kind of a transitional period. Indian cricket, ODI cricket especially, because now that Rohit and Kohli are still there, you're trying to find a way for the load not to just be on them all the time. Yeah. Especially on Kohli.
Just like, also like with the bowlers, the load is always on Bumrah if he's there.
Yeah. So that's where they're trying to that's where the eyes will then be on Shubman Gill or, whoever else to pick that up, or KL Rahul to pick it up and say, all right, look, we can take on their role without... We basically saying we don't need them there. As in, if they're there or if they're not there, we'll still perform either way. Which is why a lot of questions have been put on Gill, rightfully so. Because if you're going to say, okay, we don't need Rohit and Kohli, you have to show it. You can't just say it. I mean, not that he's saying it, but still. And that's where obviously the questions have also been on Gambhir.
Yeah, how do you like him as a coach? I think he's very aggressive for no reason.
He's different. He's got his own methods. Yeah. I think a lot of people have had a word to say about him. I think he's doing, in terms of test team, he did what he had to do. Rohit and Kohli were not performing on a consistent basis, especially...
Is this in terms of Border Gavaskar?
Yeah, after the Border Gavaskar trophy, Kohli scored 100 in Perth, which is, 100 is 100. But...
it was a particularly bad series for Rohit.
Any coach who's in a situation where he has to sideline some of the greatest batsmen in the history of the sport will always be looked down upon. Gambhir's...
No, but like not just because of that. My whole thing is like there's a whole new attitude in the team. Like it's not all fun and games anymore, if that makes sense. Like it's a lot more aggressive and the spirit of the game is sort of like diminished, I feel a bit.
But that's because that's what, like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't know. I'm not myself not in the team or anywhere near the team, Indian team, but also you're seeing kind of what the media wants you to see, I guess.
That is
because
fair.
Everyone at this point, there's a lot of negativity on Gambhir, so everyone's gonna, especially with Indian media, social media, when someone is wrong in their eyes, they will stick to that and they'll keep
just targeting that person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And look, even if they're having the greatest time, and Ajit Agarkar, one of the chief selectors, is also being targeted. Because the selections, in the opinion of many, have been incorrect and wrong.
Selection
of the selection and exclusion of players. So people saying, oh, why is this player selected and why is this player not being selected? There's always going to be that in any sport.
Yeah, no matter what, there's always going to happen. You can't control that. I think at the end of the day, it should just come down to giving everyone, not even giving everyone a fair chance, giving your team the best chance it has. And not playing favourites.
See, that's the thing. People think the favourites are all, like, look, you can't deny it. Some managers, coaches will have their favourites, and that's fine. But the way I look at it is, look, okay, there's no point bashing these people because, look, the players aren't in control of it. But if they play, they have to perform. They have to prove why they're being selected. Obviously, Harshit Rana is one who's been looked at a lot recently.
I don't know anything about him, but the ODI games introduced me to him. I don't think it was the best way to get introduced to him because he is like giving away runs and how.
But that's the thing. Like when you have, I'm not defending him because I also I think he's I don't think I think there's bowlers who should be in his place, but also
Arshdeep Singh was there the whole time. They just made him poor thing. Just made him a water boy.
yeah.
I definitely think he has a better average than Harshit. And also, I was reading this somewhere. If the team didn't work that they had in the first ODI, don't you think they should have changed it around in the second one? But why? If that team hasn't worked with
If something doesn't work once, you can't say, okay, let me just change it and keep changing. You can't be reactive to every loss.
No, not changing the whole team, like giving someone else a chance.
No, but that's what a lot of fans don't understand. You can't be reactive in
No, not reactive.
situation.
But I'm saying like being experimentative is what I'm saying.
Okay, if you were to do what you're saying, which is like fair enough, then after that first ODI, you're dropping Rohit, you're dropping Kohli.
No, not them.
See,
I'm not saying to change the whole team.
No, but that's what you said. You said players who aren't giving the players.
No. I'm saying you're taking it the wrong way. I'm saying if a particular sequence is not working with the opposite team, maybe try changing a few players here and there. For example, if you think your bowling attack isn't doing as well, then and you have a good bowler, one good bowler and one good batsman in your kitty. You have Yashasvi, you have Arshdeep. Maybe switch one person here and there. It's not going to be any harm.
Yeah, so naturally, who you would switch in that? Jaiswal,
okay, so I would take out Harshit for the sake. This is like an ODI. I would take out Harshit for that particular game and add in Arshdeep, give him a chance to see how he plays with the opposite team, and also Yashasvi. I would switch with not Rohit or Kohli because they bring experience and they eventually perform. You know they're going to perform at the end of the day. I would switch him with someone else. What's his name?
Jaiswal is an opener, meaning you would have to switch.
Why does he have to be an opener?
That's his role in the team.
Why can't you push someone down?
Again, then
like make him the opener and push. Like make Kohli third. He used to play. He plays third all the time.
He's still third. He's always third.
Then make him fourth.
But then that messes with the whole team dynamics.
How does that make sense?
If you see, that's the intricacy of cricket. You can't just it's not as easy as just let me swap.
But I'm just saying there was no harm in trying that.
No, but if you look at
now you will never know if that was going to work or not.
If you look at the first ODI and if you want to change something for the second ODI, you're looking at dropping Kohli, you're looking at dropping Rohit. Okay, if you want experience, fine. But at the end of the day, experience doesn't mean much when you're not performing. You might as well bring Dhoni back in the team. He brings plenty of experience. But if he's not gonna...
now you're taking things out of context.
No.
All I'm saying is
I'm playing.
Okay, forget Yashasvi. Forget him.
I'm
just saying, if your bowler is doing that bad, maybe give the other bowler a chance.
But then you can also look at the batsmen saying they didn't perform either. The top order failed. Gill failed. Rohit failed. Kohli failed. Three.
Okay, so those three, who we do 18, we only have 3 batsmen. We don't have any more.
I can't remember who else didn't score.
That's the thing. We can't remember who was after them.
No, I remember there was KL, and then you're looking at Harshit Rana even had a part to play with the bat and stuff like that. You can look at that, but then also if you're looking at the bowling, you can cut out the bowling, but then also you have to look at who didn't score, and those 3, especially at the top, those 3.
So then, even if they if they take Rohit out for one game, so what? Is it they're really that big a whoop? For one game.
What do you mean? No, but you can't. That's the thing. You can't just. That's what's called being reactive. Because think about it.
There's a very fine line between being reactive and being experimentative.
No, but it's not experimentative. You're being experimentative if you've seen something with a certain degree of a sample size, right? If it was, let's say, a 5-game series, and out of 3 games they weren't scoring, then fair enough. Then you can try and experiment. But
you're saying 3 games is not enough to be able to experiment?
You're saying 1 game. You're saying after the first game.
I'm just going off the fact that A, it's a really new team for them to face off of. And B,
that's irrelevant. New team.
How? If it's a new team, then those players with experience will also have nothing to contribute.
New team. No, it wasn't exactly new. There was still Stark was still there. Hazelwood was still there.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 people doesn't really matter. The rest of 70% of the team was new.
That's not in the first. So that's half there. No, but I'm saying the ones who can make the impact, which is the bowlers against the batsmen, right? Mitchell Stark was there. He's not new. Adam Zampa was there. He's not new. What do you call it?
Renesh, I'm talking about Just because there are four old players.
It wasn't old and new doesn't matter. It doesn't contribute as much as you think it does. In terms of, okay, yeah, if they played a completely new side, okay, fine. But they all have, that's what they have analysts for. They know cricket isn't, it's not rocket science. They have, these guys have analysts. They have people who, know, like,
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, try thinking like a layman for once. That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking like a layman in terms of saying, if you're not performing, get out of the team. Oh, you should be swapped. But you're saying, but experience.
That's exactly what I'm saying too.
No, but you're putting it in a different way. You're saying
no,
after the first
I just
game,
said you can swap Rohit for Jaiswal because Rohit is not bringing runs.
Okay, then what if Jaiswal fails?
Well, then at least you gave it a go. Then you can put Rohit back or whatever.
Unfortunately, Indian cricket doesn't have the capability to do that because.
Then that's the bottom line. That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, because
other teams do it all the time.
It creates because Indian cricket creates too much noise.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not what you don't need that. Jaiswal was never going to play this series.
Then why'd they bring him?
In case they need him. You can't bring 11 players every time and expect every single one of them going to play. The mainstays.
All I'm saying is Harshit Rana should not have been made to play 3 games. At least for the third, they should have put Arshdeep in.
He was always expected he would play in all 3 games, unless injury.
See, that's the thing. We're going off expectations rather than results.
No, your expectation is my expectation is based off knowledge and not just okay, yeah, fine. If Harshit Rana isn't the best bowler, fine. Okay, but he's still playing for the team. He's still in the 11, so back him. That's what I think.
Would you still back somebody who's consecutively doing bad?
If they're playing in the 11,
just because they're in the team,
they're playing in the 11. Like if they're playing in the team, they're bowling or batting or whatever. I'll back them till they give me a reason not to back them, and that. They are giving you
3 reasons not to back them.
Look. You can't change. Unfortunately, I'm not a decision maker, so I can't change it. So all I'm going to do is, as a fan, is back whoever's playing because they're doing what they can. They're not trying to sabotage the country. They're doing what they can.
Okay, I know. We're just discussing about what could have been done differently, not who deserved to be on the team or who didn't.
You're saying Arshdeep deserved to be in the team.
No. I'm saying he should have been given the chance to try something.
He should have, but he wasn't. So what are you going to do in that situation? Either you can.
We're just talking about it. I'm not saying that. I know. But
I'm saying either you can sit there. Not you, but either people can sit there and complain, which is what they've been doing, or you can take the road of saying, look, Arshdeep's not on the team. That's fine. I don't like Harshit Rana, but he's in the team, so I'm going to back him. That's what I did. And yeah, he in the third game he performed, and with the bat in the second game he performed. He scored a good 22, hit a few 4s. I'm not going to say he shut the critics down, but because there's always going to be critics on him, but he did his job enough to be able to say, okay, look, it wasn't a failed series. But then let's say Kohli from the first 2 games, Gill overall pretty poor series from
pretty poor. He could have been made to sit out, but again, he's the captain, so they're not gonna.
You're not going to sit the captain out, no way. But in saying that, also. He's still got a lot of time. It was only his first game as ODI captain, first series ODI
was
captain.
It?
Yeah, he got given the captain, and that was the expectation because by 2027 they want him to be solid enough to say we can win this competition with Shubman as captain. So that's what.
I reckon we just have to be patient.
A lot of patience is required, but in Indian...
We can't just be like, once Rohit then Virat are completely gone, we're doomed. Like there is no, what's the word, dearth? Like DEARTH. It means like there's no, like India's not a country lacking in like cricket players that are good.
They're not, but they're also a lot of the fans lack the ability to accept and also take bias out of it. If Rohit and Kohli aren't, or if anyone's not performing, there's gonna be questions, and no matter how much nostalgia they've given, how much happiness or whatever they've done, sometimes some players, and I'm not speaking on anyone specifically, but sometimes some players don't know when to call it. I've seen it in other sport, in soccer, anything. Sometimes some players just don't know when to quit, and then they end up ruining what they've given previously because they keep thinking, okay, I'm going to get there, and they never do, and then they end up tarnishing what they've given back. So it's a matter of thinking logically and not thinking emotionally, which is something a lot of fans struggle to do, but you just got to take it for what it is.
Well, the ODI series finished last week. I think the T20 happening. I think the first one got rained out. Second one is in Melbourne. We'll see how that goes.
That's today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a sold out match. MCG, always a fun time.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do. They have 5 games, so they have time to experiment, as you said.
India should comfortably win.
They were doing really well in the first match until it started raining.
Yeah, but I know as in team wise, I don't see any reason why India shouldn't win 4-1.
Is Abhishek Sharma actually the number 1 T20 batsman?
If ICC rankings, probably, yeah.
ICC is international, right? BCCI is India.
Yep. ICC rankings, I don't know about now, but he was at the most.
Because that's how they
rankings.
introduced him in the Gabba game.
Yeah.
Gabba is the Canberra one, right?
No, it's Brisbane. Canberra is Manuka Oval.
Manukau, yes.
Yeah, but he probably is the number 1 batsman. Last I saw he was. I don't know about anymore, but he probably is. Yeah.
Nice.
He's good. Anyways.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Wishing all the best for the team. Comment your thoughts down below, guys.
Definitely.
Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Peace.